Lyft drivers and YouTube viewers. Just wanted to point out a few things that I didn't necessarily point out in previous addresses, but I wanted to point out that the 2 hotels that I did get included breakfast, and that's actually saved me probably in the neighborhood of $20 to $30 for 2 days. So when you're doing this sort of trip, being a Lyft driver and financing your trip that way, it's always a good idea to hunt around for a hotel that offers breakfast included. Also, getting a nice hearty breakfast, at least for me, allows me to, drive all day and, have maybe a little snack for lunch or something, and then get like a, whatever dinner. Another thing about the driving, when you're driving these long distances and when you're doing, Lyft rides and everything like that, don't get complacent, especially if you're alone. It's a lot easier to just fall in the rhythm of driving and not pay attention. This is a good tip. Sometimes it's better to not go faster. So for example, right now the speed limit is 70 miles an hour, and I had slowed down a minute ago, but even though I can go 75 or maybe even 77 or 78, based on how the flow of traffic is moving and everything, I don't do that because it's only going to get me to the destination a little bit sooner. But this vehicle being a large vehicle and having a 6-cylinder, I try and find the butter zone of its gas mileage. And I know it makes a small difference, but it does make a difference. I know a lot of vehicles with 4 cylinders and 6 cylinders, their butter zone is going to be somewhere between probably 60 to 70 miles an hour. So like if it were 65 miles an hour, 67 would probably be your best bet. And with those of you with V8s, depending on how your vehicle is geared, so if it's geared lower, you might not want to go as fast. But if you have a newer vehicle with an 8-speed or 10-speed transmission, then you can go 75, 80 miles an hour with a larger 6-cylinder and it's just fine. So I wanted you to keep that in mind, because cars do have a butter zone, even though they could go faster or slower. 60 to 70 for a lot of them, 65 to 75 for some. I tend to think anything above really 75 or 80, and just about any car is going to start losing that peak gas mileage. That's all I have to add right now. I will try and take some videos of the best sort of scenery and the different areas that I'm going through. Right now I got about half a tank. I'm 163 miles into it, but that's left over after I filled up in Indianapolis. And I gave 2 rides, one last night and one this morning. Also, going back to the rewards part, like when I was using the Lyft rewards for gas and stuff. Last night I ate McDonald's, regretfully, but I was pretty tired from all the driving and everything, and I just wanted something kind of quick so I could just go to my room and chill out. So, but anyways, I ended up getting a quarter pounder with cheese, large fries, and a drink. And just a medium drink. But I used my rewards for that quarter pounder with cheese, and had I gotten a quarter pounder with cheese meal with large size fries, it probably would have been $9 or $10, maybe even $11. and it turned out to be with a medium drink and large fries, and then the free burger, it was only $5.07, which is pretty good nowadays considering prices are going up so much in fast food and everything else. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Use apps as much as you can, reap the rewards, and save the money. Make this trip much easier and much more affordable. You don't have to worry about giving all these extra rides just to make the trip affordable. You can relax just a little bit. Anyways, yeah, that's all I got for now. I stayed in Hartford last night. This is
feet, turn left onto Trolley Line Boulevard.
This is day 4. I've given 2 rides already today for a total of $82 because they were longer rides.
Turn left onto Trolley Line Boulevard, then turn left onto Connecticut 2.
The long rides are not always ideal, but for sure they do make money a little bit easier, and they were all highway. I started giving rides about 9:30 or 10 o'clock this morning, and like I said, just done 2, and you know, one of them's an hour each way, so it sucks that I have to drive back to Hartford and won't necessarily get a ride going all the way back, so that's a bummer. But I'm gonna continue to drive. I don't know if I'm gonna end up staying in Hartford again. If I go to New Hampshire, it's a smaller town, less likely to get rides, everything like that. So I'm just going to go with Hartford for now and see how it goes. Where I'm going, Manchester, New Hampshire. Where I'm going there, I think, is only about maybe a 2-hour drive from Hartford or so. So even if I drive into the evening, it should be relatively easy to make it there before it gets too late at night. It's just because after that, I'm going to be in Maine where I can't drive, so I really have to try and build up my bank account with Lyft rides before I go into Maine, because that's going to be, you know, pretty much 2 full days of living off of Lyft money where I can't give any rides. So that's how it's going right now. I'm hoping to be in Maine looking for this meteorite, hopefully no later than the day after tomorrow. And I think that'll be doable. So anyways, I'm on my way back to Hartford as we speak, and hopefully get some more rides. What up, YouTube? I'm on my way from Hartford, Connecticut to Manchester, New Hampshire, and then on to Maine, hopefully the day after tomorrow. This is still day 4, and it's 9:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I just wanted to point out that this is my first video, sort of, since I changed my handle from my name to the Adaptive Traveler, and this is going to be an ongoing series that helps people figure out how to adapt when traveling, whether it be domestically or internationally. So this Lyft video, so far, it's working out pretty good. I've come to find I need to make a little bit more than I kind of originally thought, and there's less time for social activities and stuff like that. But that's because I have, sort of a certain goal at hand. And I'm going far. With the Lyft rides and distance, I've already gone 2,148 miles since I left Topeka, Kansas. Okay, so yeah, I know the total distance isn't quite that far, because I've done, a bunch of rides, adding miles to that. But at the same time, if you wanted to go over, to the next state over, a couple of states over, or something a lot shorter than I'm doing, you wouldn't have to do as many rides, and you wouldn't have to spend as much time doing it. And you'd have more leisure time and still be able to make out. So I wanted to point that out. So I'm going to Manchester at the moment. I'm near, I'm coming up on Lowell, Massachusetts, home of textile manufacturing. But I also, when I get to New Hampshire tomorrow, there's a food place I want to visit, and I'll take my viewers with me. I know I haven't shown a whole lot outside of the car. That's my fault. I've been sort of, just focused on driving, resting, and getting to where I'm trying to go. But I will take you guys with me on the hunt for this meteorite. I'll show the drone video, me going out in the woods if I, happen to find a good lead, everything like that. I just don't want you to think this whole trip's going to be just in the car. What up, YouTube?
Keep left.
I'm just leaving Portland, Maine, and just gave 3 rides. Shout out to Portland, being a cool city. It's very chill here for the time that I was here. Shout out to Bilal, Abigail, and Desmond. You guys are cool. Hope you enjoyed riding with me. I enjoyed talking to you guys. Now I am off to further my trip north.
Continue on I-295 north for 45 miles.
Thanks, Google. But yeah, this is, I guess, what I'm gonna do all the way to Bangor is just give rides wherever I can, make as much money as I can, because I'm gonna have to, stay in a hotel a couple of days up in Bangor or in that area, I guess, and hunt for this meteorite. That's the whole reason I'm going. Anyways, just wanted to give a little shout out to Portland there. I've never been here. It seems really cool, and it's a pretty nice day, despite the fact that earlier I think the smoke from the Canadian fires was kind of making the sky a little bit hazy and whatnot. But yeah, it's great here. I think this would be a city that I could definitely live in other than the fact that I'm sure it gets super cold in the winter, which I'm not always fond about. But anyways, all's good. Still got a ways to go. What up, YouTube? This is Eric. Right now I'm in Ogunquit, I guess. I don't know how you say it exactly. Maine. I left New Hampshire this morning because I go to pull up my Lyft driver app and there's a notification saying that I don't have proper documentation to live there, to drive there. So I'm like, oh crap. I'm not going to be able to make any money for New Hampshire or Maine. Then I look up the requirements for Maine, and they don't, everything I've done and have fulfills their requirements. So when I had chatted with Lyft before, when I was back in Kansas before I had left home, the lady said that Maine required inspection stickers, which is apparently not true. So I can drive in Maine, which is awesome. It takes a lot of stress off of me, and I cannot drive in New Hampshire, which really isn't a big deal because that was going to hold me back from my ultimate destination anyways. Yeah, so anyways, I got off the toll roads because there were going to be just toll after toll after toll until I got to Bangor, which is where I'm going to stop and drive, make some money. And I'd actually told Google, I don't want to go that route, and it took me a toll route anyways. So now I'm going to have to take the traditional route, which is driving through small towns all throughout Maine until I get to Bangor. Anyways, not too bad though. It's kind of nice to see small towns and people out and the different sites, and I'll try and get that on video on my GoPro, but it's kind of at an odd angle, so it really serves more as like a dash cam than, a camera I can stick left or right. And because I'm driving, I don't want to be too distracted. It'd be great if I had someone with me. But wherever I am right now, this Ogunquit or whatever is pretty nice, actually. So this is day 5. I got a late start today. It's currently 1 o'clock, so I won't even get to Bangor until after 4. So looks like I'll be trying to make some money driving tonight. Hopefully I'll make enough. I kind of doubt it, which is a little stressful. But last night I was really lucky. I was short on cash, and luckily I had met my 10 room requirement for hotels.com. Excuse me. So I was able to get a free night, which is totally cool because I was not expecting that. I was thinking I was going to have to sleep in the Explorer last night. And so, yeah, I'm really lucky. Really nice place, actually. It was a Super 8 motel. But, man, the bed was big. They had decent channels. Got to watch Dirty Jobs. That was freaking awesome. Mike Rowe is hilarious. Yeah, and I guess I'm pretty close to the Atlantic, as I've flown over the Atlantic tons of times, but never been to it. So anyways, yeah, I'm actually getting ridiculous gas mileage for this car right now, because there hasn't been as much traffic, not stop and go. So right now I'm running at 25.6 miles a gallon when the car's rated up to a 24. So that's awesome. And I think I've found really the perfect like butter zone. Like the peak miles per gallon for this car is about 65 miles an hour. So I remember when I was going 65 earlier, it just jumped right up to 24, 25, and then 25.6 is the best I've gotten so far. Anyways, that's where things stand right now. I'll try and take some video when we get there. On the way there. And then we'll see what we can drum up on the way to final destination near the Canadian border. I wanted to add also, while I'm driving slowly through small town Maine, is that I had gotten gas in Manchester, New Hampshire, just before I headed this way. And the Lyft rewards is awesome. I got 40 cents off a gallon. By the time that I'm done with this trip, I will have easily had a free tank of gas at about $50 a tank. I don't know exactly where I'm at right now, but I know I've redeemed several rewards and they come in pretty quickly. But yeah, this morning I got gas for $2.99 a gallon. It was a total of 40 cents off. So if you're gonna take this road trip, make sure you have the Lyft direct debit card and the rewards, and it's awesome because you don't even have to buy gas to get the cash back. But when you are buying gas, you're actually getting more cash back because there's that deal with Upside, along with the fact that Lyft direct gives you a percentage back as well. So that's freaking awesome. And remember, back in, I think, Columbus, I had gotten 50 cents back per gallon. That's awesome. I mean, I don't think there's any perks out there that give you that much off per gallon, except for, I know, in my hometown at Dillon's, you can build up points, and then you can use your points to get up to $1 off per gallon for up to 35 gallons. So that's pretty nice, and there may be others, but this one consistently gives you cash back. The only small downside is finding a gas station, but only when I'm sort of out in the middle of nowhere have I had a problem with that.